I'm about to make you feel old. It has been 10 years since the first Avengers movie hit movie theaters. And it was amazing, right? Like, that just took all of us by storm. None of us were expecting anything that amazing. The way they tightly wound all those movies that are now in the 20s, it's been a hell of a ride. But 10 years ago, the toy technology was not what we'd call good. So a lot of the faces we got on those early MCU figures were kind of generic and, well, they didn't look like the actors. So for the 10th anniversary, I was thinking we should get a wave of Avengers figures based solely on that first movie with new faces, all updated, make them look perfect. You guys know where I'm going with this, right? It's wishlist time. Here we go. What's up, everybody? My name is Matt, often called Big Nerdy. We are the NWO, the Nerd World Order, and this is Nerdzoic. Any of you not believe me when I said it's been 10 years since this movie? Because it's kind of hard to believe, but hey, here we are. Rather than a standard big nerdy countdown, I set this up as a single wave, and I did it using the Marvel Legends verse Build-A-Wave feature. If you've never used it before, it's pretty cool. Head on over there to the Legends verse, and it's free, and you can build yourself a wave, and it's like make your dream wave, and it makes the card bag. It's pretty fun if you're a giant toy nerd. Now, I do want to put a couple honorable mentions out there, because since it is a single wave, that's 7 figures. I have to not get everybody. Here's who didn't make the cut. Honestly, it's the big 3. Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. We've gotten a ton of them. I know that some of the Thors, maybe the younger Thor could have been redone, but we've gotten close enough. We can kit bash your head on over to that body. I don't think it's necessary. Same with Captain America. The one that really gave me pause was Coulson. I really would have liked a new Coulson. Couldn't fit him into the list, but I really wanted him, but hey, I'll give you the honorable mention, Phil, and we'll get your little Captain America trading cards too to go with it. In all the years of the MCU, we only got the one Phil Coulson figure, and it was part of a Toys R Us 3-pack, and it was like literally almost 10 years ago. But that looks more like Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad than it does Phil Coulson. So I kind of feel bad making this an honorable mention, but I'm sorry, he has to be. Let's go on to the actual wave and see who made the cut. This must be what it feels like to be Dan and Dwight and Ryan doing the reveals. I'd be like, oh, let's talk about what we got. Dwight, tell us about it. Oh, sorry, I just had a moment. All right, so the first reveal, fake reveal of my wish list is a new Black Widow. Now, we have gotten many Black Widows in the past. A Winter Soldier Black Widow, Crimson Dynamo, 2 different Infinity War Black Widows if you count the international version, an Age of Ultron Black Widow, Endgame, we got a time travel 2-pack Black Widow, we got an Age of Ultron 4-pack Black Widow, and to be honest, some of these have okay looking faces, but some of them, they don't look like Nat. And frankly, none of them have like the classic Black Widow Avengers look that I think of with the actual correct face. So I think that we are way overdue to get a new one of these with a beautiful face like ScarJo. Pack her with a pistol, a baton, and a Shitardi weapon, call it a day, I love it. As far as how this figure should look, I think the best version of this that I would hope for is if we got one that looked kind of like the SH Figure Arts Black Widow that they came out with last year in 2021. If you can come anywhere close to this at a Marvel Legends price point, sign me up. Hasbro's been kind of all over the place with the female bodies over the years, but as of late, they've had some really good ones. Looking at you, Scarlet Witch. So, hey, let's make this another good one. Now, the next figure to be revealed from this fantasy wave is The Other. This would be a first time in a line figure. We've never gotten this. Hell, I don't even think there is a statue for this even, which is really crazy because he's got an awesome costume design. As far as accessories go, he really doesn't need anything. Maybe a little piece of asteroid for him to stand on, I don't know. Now, as far as what he should look like, 2 words. Soft goods. Just look at the headdress and cape. They would have to be soft goods, or I guess they could probably pull it off with that rubbery, plasticky, soft goodiness thing that they've been doing lately. Make sure he's got all the gold touches on his face mask thing. Make sure that his skin's kind of creepy translucent like he's half dead with the extra thumb on the hands. And hey, why not include a head that can be put on backwards for whenever Ronin kills him when you're acting out Guardians of the Galaxy with your toys. Next up, Nick Fury. We have gotten a couple of him, but not even close to a definitive one. First, we got one in a Toys R Us 3-pack years ago that's really hard to come by now, and if I remember correctly, is articulated like me, so it doesn't move very well. It's also not the greatest face scan on that thing, which is kind of surprising. Samuel L. Jackson, you'd think bald men are easier to get faces of just because, it's just, no hair. You would think it's easier to do, but apparently not. Then we got the Captain Marvel one, and that thing is, it's young Samuel L. Jackson. It doesn't doesn't make sense to me. Now there's others dating back to the Toy Biz days, but none of these are MCU. And frankly, this is crazy. We need more of him. He's the Avengers boss, for crying out loud. Now he's gonna need to have a pistol come with him. You know what? Give him the $20 bill that Cap lost to him when he made the bet. Yeah. You like that? I'm thinking. And I don't want to help Hasbro be lazy, but really all you gotta do is steal the Mace Windu head, add on a goatee and an eye patch, and you're good to go. The SH Figure Arts version of Nick Fury is amazing, and you know what? They usually are, so that makes sense, but I think Hasbro can make a pretty good version, again, at that Legends price point. The hard part's gonna be the jacket. I don't know how they're gonna do that, because they don't do jackets well, let's face it, right? And that's one of the things that look the best on the Figure Arts version, so challenge is yours there, Engineer Dwight. Make it happen. The third figure in our Avengers 10th anniversary wave is Maria Hill, and it's not just because I have a crush on Cobie Smulders. Now we only have one MCU version of Maria Hill, and it came in that Toys R Us 3-pack with the Coulson that we talked about and with the Fury that we talked about. It's the third time we've talked about that today. Other than that, there's a comic version from the 2-pack with Iron Man, and there's also the extra head that comes with the new Quake figure that's Maria Hill. But that's comic books, not MCU. We need a good MCU Cobie Smulders Maria Hill. Perfect World, give us 2 heads, one with a little earpiece maybe. I don't know. Doesn't really need that much for accessories, just needs the gun, the pew pew, and then we're good to go. The Toys R Us version isn't terrible, but it was pre-photoreal technology, so the face is kind of generic. Take a look at the Hot Toys version. Obviously it's a bigger scale and it's a much higher end figure, but something closer to this than what we got before. We certainly expect a better likeness to Cobie Smulders. Not as detailed as the Hot Toy, but still really good. As far as the body goes, just give us the new updated joints and we should be good to go. Getting to the end of the wave, let's round this puppy out with a couple more figures. Next up, Hawkeye. Now we have gotten a good bit of Jeremy Renner Hawkeyes. We got the Age of Ultron Hawkeye, the Endgame 2-pack Hawkeye, the upcoming Hawkeye from Disney Plus, the Ronin. We got the Marvel Legends 4-pack. And here's the thing, none of them are particularly good. I don't have an MCU Hawkeye in my collection because I don't think there's a figure that exists that I think is worthy of it. He needs to come with a bow and arrows, obviously. Maybe some cool specialty arrows, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe his shades like the SH Figure Arts version. But this should be an easy slam dunk of a figure. When I look at the renders from the new Hasbro Disney Plus Hawkeye figure that's coming out, I think it looks awesome. I think it looks just like Jeremy Renner, but he has aged 10 years in the process, both in real life and on, in universe. Also, let's look at that SH Figure Arts version. The hair is very detailed on that version, as well as the costume. Let's get as close to that as we can. Probably end up with a pretty similar figure in the end. The final figure in this wave is one that I have personally hard talked about by Dwight, Ryan, and Dan as one they'd like to go back and fix, and that is, of course, non-hulked out Bruce Banner. We've only gotten one Bruce Banner figure ever in the MCU, and it's from the Age of Ultron 4-pack, and that thing looks more like Dexter than it does Mark Ruffalo. It's amazing that we haven't had this one redone yet, so this is the perfect opportunity, man. 10-year anniversary, throw in Loki's scepter, some glasses, maybe some lab equipment, I don't know. Should be a really easy other slam dunk. You look at the Hot Toys version, and again, I know, not even close to an apples to apples comparison, but look at the face. If we can get anywhere near that in the 6-inch scale, we'll be sitting pretty, as the kids say. Now those are your 6 figures that come with Build-A-Figure pieces. Every wave comes with another figure that is a double pack. That figure in this wave would be a Chitauri Army Builder. That's right, we're not gonna put some random figure in their double pack that's gonna sit on the pegs. No, we're gonna make the double pack figure an Army Builder. Genius! No Legends versions exist of this as far as I know. There was a very basic Marvel Select version that came out way back when, but how do we not have this? We need some Chitauri to invade New York. Not literally. No. They would need the arm attachment gun thing, some type of a scepter weapon. Hell, you could have the deluxe air chariot as like a separate buying piece because it couldn't fit in the case. Again, look at the Hot Toys version, okay? If we can get to like a quarter good as that as a Chitauri figure and then make that the Army Builder, 2 per case, so it's sitting on the pegs and we can all actually get one, I think that's a hell of a way to round out this wave. Actually, swappable heads would be really cool. One showing off the mouth and the other one with the full mask on. Yeah, swappable heads, that's a must. Hasbro, every collector loves Army Builders, and there's not really any Army Builders for the MCU, and there's not too many you could do. This would be a great way to test that out, and if it goes well, we can get some, I don't know, generic Wakandans, some Mystic Art sorcerers later. It's all sorts of stuff you can do later on if this works out. What's that? No, you're right, Hasbro should hire me. Oh yeah, one more thing, we gotta talk about the Build-A-Figure. How can you do a wave like this and not have the Build-A-Figure be the Hulk? Now, I know we've gotten quite a few other Hulks, but make this the definitive Hulk. This is a chance to really get that version of the Hulk right, the Ruffle Hulk, we'll call him. And rather than looking at the previous Hulks as your starting point, look at the Hulk that SH Figure Arts did. Again, I'm gonna go back to that well. Look at that as an idea as far as how it should look. Specifically, the face on that thing was absolutely incredible. Then look at the arm joints on the Figure Arts version. They actually look like big hulky arms. You can barely see them. Oh, they're pretty awesome, guys. You can do this. Emulate. I love making these Marvel wish lists, and either somebody is watching and getting ideas from me, or I'm a prophet, because many of my wish list videos that I've made in the past have figures that have come true. Go ahead and check them out. Till next time, remember, you gotta get old, but you don't have to grow up. Just be cool and stay nerdy. Later.